Hello there, and welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Ungainly Titan. We're here on Mountain Pass in the summer version, and I'm in the M26 Pershing American Tier 8 medium tank. Initially I've decided I'm going to head up straight forward from where I am, and going to find the spot there on the western side of the entrance to the lake and see if I can get spots on tanks moving across out of the enemy spawn area into the western road, down the one line. Sometimes if your spotting is good enough, now this tank is set up for spotting actually. I've got optics, I've got situational awareness and recon, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'll be able to beat the camouflage of the enemy tanks. You can do it, I've done it with light tanks, but usually they're light tanks set up out and out spotters, and they'd have binoculars rather than coated optics. So I come up here and somebody spotted the tiger, but it wasn't me, and I don't see anything. We have a cluster of tanks at the other side of the entrance, and they're probably being spotted because certainly they're taking fire. And I'm trying to shoot at the tracers, but I don't see anything, and I don't think any of the tanks over there have the view range to reveal the enemy tanks. However, so we know some enemy tanks have come down the road, so I decided it's time to pull out. We also probably didn't send enough tanks up the 9 line either, so I accidentally run into the AMX here. Didn't mean to do that, so sorry about that. And the enemy has started to appear here at the corner in front of us, initially in the form of the MX-12T, who's taken punishment on the way in and managed to push out too far there and take more. So there's a heavy tank here in the corner, which is probably the target was spotted, and there's an M4, an Easy 8, which we've managed to inflict a lot of damage on as well. So if we can take out the tiger, we can probably clear the whole corner and clear the corridor, because there doesn't seem to be anybody coming up behind them. So far things are looking okay for our team. And as you may guess from the title, this game ends in a draw, so when does it go wrong and where and why? We've cleared the tiger, so now should be no problem just to clear out this area. And I didn't realise it at the time, but the beginnings of our trouble were already apparent. We're outnumbered 3-2 over at D8, and we're also taking fire from the bridge. And there's artillery supporting up there, further up where the glacier normally exists, high up. Those of us coming up the western side are heading up as fast as we can, and we are about to run into the defenders. And there's actually quite a lot more enemy tanks around the base than I expected. It's becoming, I suppose, a feature of World of Tanks in recent times that you see quite a few tanks that just never really wander far from the spawn area. So then we have a couple of them up on the high ground. Now I do wonder if I had ignored them and just headed south at this point in time, across the lake, would I have gotten down to the base area in time to do something about the cap? In particular, we have a tank destroyer and a heavy tank down there at H4, and they're not doing anything terribly useful right now. So, and they seem to be unaware of what's going on as well. They should have been heading towards the cap circle as well. Now, I had an inkling that something was going to go down bad around the cap circle, which is one of the reasons I wanted to get rid of this tank. I wanted to free up the heavy at the bottom of the road here. Now, I thought that I'd get a bit more assistance from the heavy, but the KV-4 actually played a very clever game. He pulled in as soon as he knew I was coming. He got in behind the spur of the rock, so that the Japanese heavy at the bottom of the road had to come up to assist me, and therefore wasn't available to do it from the beginning. He did make one mistake, which is he put that round into my tracks rather than into me, and the next round will kill him, and I get it in. So we've managed to clear up that this space. We have quite a few tanks available, and we've clawed back most of the deficit that we had against the enemy team. However, we are very far away from the cap circle, and the enemy tanks that have come through the cap circle, which is the bulk of the enemy force at this stage, are just driving through the cap circle. So there's people capping, but at the same time there are tanks moving forward to prevent any of us from effectively intervening to reset the cap. It's just myself and the Borsig heading down, and then we're immediately interrupted by this T-43. I suppose it's purely speculative, but I think there is a chance that the first time I arrived up at kind of E2, E3 area, instead of going around into the bridge road, if I'd come straight down across the lake, I might have attracted and brought the tank destroyer and the other tank that was on the rise in front of me there with me towards the cap circle. As it is, we only managed to pull off the draw because while myself and the Borsig were fighting the T-43 there, one of the enemy tanks left the cap momentarily. So while they were still ahead, the lead fell back enough that it's only the 5 seconds between us. So they've capped and we've caught up with them. So a draw. It was an interesting game. Sort of we won on one side and lost on the other. So I did over 3k damage. Didn't get a lot of assisted damage. Got a first class mastery and a high caliber. So I hope you found the game interesting. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And we'll catch you again soon.